Welcome everybody to another Infamous 177 gaming video, and here we have a showcase of all of the GTA Online Black Friday sales. I'm going to go over each item, for the most part all of them, that is currently on sale in the Black Friday sale, and kind of give you my opinion on some of them and whether they're worth getting or not. You can kind of get a good look at them, decide whether or not you want to go out and get them for yourself. So we're going to start off with the Pyro jet that you have to have a hangar in order to own, in order to purchase. And it is on sale for $1,675,000 instead of $3,250,000. Now, I just recently purchased this for myself, actually earlier this week. Woe is me. I could have bought it for 50% less, but I didn't know they were going to do that. I should have known, but I didn't remember about the Black Friday thing, and I just bought it. So far I've been happy with it. It's a two-seater, which a lot of the other jets are only one-seater, so that's a plus. It's got regular machine guns, not explosive rounds. That's a negative. It's got infinite fire rockets. In other words, you can just hold down the button to shoot the rockets, and it just keeps firing and firing and firing like the Savage and stuff. It doesn't have any kind of a cooldown like you have on the Buzzard, where you can only shoot two, and then you got a cooldown. It's got a bunch of different liveries you could put on it. I went with like a stealth jet look to it. It's got a neat look to it too overall, the aircraft. It's nimble. It's fast, short takeoff distance and landing. You don't have to really have a whole lot of runway to work with, a lot of land to take off from and to land onto. It's got a primary and a secondary paint as well, but with this livery I've got on, you really can't tell. You really can't see anything. But if you get one, you can go ahead and play around with all that, obviously. And I'm not even sure what the heck the secondary paint actually goes on, to be honest with you, with the livery I've got on it anyway. The missiles are homing missiles. They are lock-on missiles, so that's also a plus. We'll take it for a little spin, and you can get a better idea of how it flies, how quick it is. See the missiles in it, the rockets in action, and the guns in action real quick. You can see right here it doesn't take me very much runway at all to take off. Track that landing gear, and it's aesthetically, like the visuals of the aircraft, it's nice to look at. It's got a pretty unique look out of all the other ones. Alright, so the rockets, like I said, you just hold down the button and they'll just fire and fire and fire. You don't have to wait for any kind of cooldown on them. They'll just keep going and going. So you can overwhelm an enemy's defenses, their flares and whatnot pretty easily that way. The guns, they're not explosive, but they do a reasonable amount of damage. You see I took a little Havoc airplane. This is my CEO one out pretty quickly. We'll take this Mallard, or not the Mallard, I forget what the name of that airplane is. That airplane, little airplane in a van, will take them out rather quick for what it is. Now this won't blow up instantly, but you can see it's on fire. So right there, it's already dead. It will be undrivable. And you can see I'm only hitting it with one of the guns too. So not all that impressive with the guns, nothing like what the Savage has, but you know. Here you can get kind of a view of the floor of the hangar. All the hangars have the same interior as far as I could tell. I've seen a few different people's hangars at the airport and at the military base, and they all seem like they got the same inside. Pretty good amount of storage on the floor, and in the off-floor storage you have like this other area you can store a bunch of other aircraft. So this is another aircraft that's on sale, the Luxor Deluxe, the gold $10 million jet. This is the one with the champagne and the cigars inside of it and a solid gold paint job. I bought this back in the day when it was actually $10 million. I had nothing better to spend the money on at the time, as like really wasn't much to buy in the game that I didn't have. So I had just gotten the $10 million heist challenge done, so I decided to heck with it and bought the jet as kind of a celebration. So if you've never seen it before, you can go into first person when you're in the back. You can sit here and you can sip champagne and you can smoke on a cigar, kind of just fly around in high class, or even like you can, like I'm doing right now, in the comfort of your own hangar, or when you're landed somewhere, you could just sit and do this. You sit and see your friends and talk and do this, whatever, have a little meeting. I don't know, it's more for showing off than anything else. It really doesn't serve a purpose other than, hey, look what I got. But I would say a good amount of what you can get in GTA is like that, falls into that category, I guess. As far as performance on the jet, I mean, you can't go into passive mode when you're in it. Any of the ones that you could have champagne in, and something must be something to do with the functionality of that. It doesn't let you. But it's really not that fast or that bullet resistant. I don't know if you saw there was 2,500,000 instead of 10 million, so a quarter million, 75% off. But this is the Nimbus. It's only 1.9, and it has the same thing. It has champagne and cigars in the back of it. It doesn't have a gold paint job, but it's got a pretty neat look and a neat livery to it. Similar performance. So I would recommend getting the Nimbus, actually, rather than the Luxor Deluxe. Unless you want that gold paint job and you want to be able to just say, hey, look what I got, I'd stay away from this jet. Now, what are we looking at next? We're going to look at the hangars themselves. And I'm going to show you what hangars there are for sale, like discount, and what you should get, what in my opinion you should get. So the ones at the airport are not on sale, and I do believe those are the cheaper ones anyway. The ones at the military base, though, this one's Fort Zancudo Hangar $34.99 is 2.6 normally. It's on sale for 1.19, so basically 1.2. Alright, so that's a really good price, a really good discount. This is the one I own, which I think is the most expensive one I bought at the time. And I want to say it was closer to 3 million, so you probably get this for about 1.5. These are the other one that's on sale, or it is the one that I own is on sale. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Mine is the 60% off one. So you actually might get it lower than 1.5 million. But I would recommend getting a hangar inside the military base because it gives you access to the military base without getting a wanted level, which can also keep other players off your back when you're going and delivering your crates, or you're just, playing around in your hangar or outside your hangar with your aircraft, because they come near the base and they're going to get shot at by the military and you're not. This is the guy that fixes up your aircraft inside the hangar. You have to buy the workshop inside to be able to modify the aircraft. This is the workshop itself. You don't actually do anything with it. It's just there. And then when you go and get in your aircraft, you hit right on the D-pad. You can go in and, like you saw me doing with the Pyro earlier, you can change your different mods, your performance, your liveries, your paint, and everything. Now you can bring Pegasus aircraft, all of your Pegasus aircraft that you own or that you can buy, you can bring them in here as well, and you can paint them and store them. Here's the contraband. This is all narcotics I've got in here right now, but this is that's where your storage is for the crates that you source. And unlike the CEO crates, you actually have to pay $2,000 for one crate. I think it's $8,000 for two, and I want to say 12 or 16 for three. And you go out and you steal them, and then you bring them back, and then so you're actually investing money into the CEO crates. These crates, they're free. You just go out and get them. They don't cost you nothing. You can get up to, I think it's 4 or 5 is the max, depending on how many players you have with you to help. And so they sell for $800,000 when it's full if you get narcotics or chemicals. So it's a much higher profit margin. So this is probably better off than doing the CEO crates. So I give a little tour there, the living quarters and the living room and the office. You can change the look of that stuff. You can change the look of the floor in your hangar. The way you have your aircraft arranged, obviously, you get the bedroom and you can have your sleeping quarters. So you can spawn here. You can source whatever kind of, unlike with the crates, you actually get the CEO crates, you actually get to pick what different materials with crates you go out and source. And depending on what you source, it sells for more. Like I was saying before, narcotics and chemicals sell for, I believe, the most. There might be one other one that sells for about the same. You get it halfway full, you get another bonus to your sell price, and then when you get it all the way full, you get another bonus. I think it's like 70% bonus or something. The most you can get, though, like I was saying, is 800,000. Obviously, that goes up if you're in a lobby with other players when you do a sale. And something to note, up in the rafters up here of the hangars, you get weapons spawning. This is a homing rocket, so you can just walk into it and get ammo for free for nothing. You don't have to accomplish any missions or anything to get that unlocked, as far as I know. And you have to do the hangar supply missions in order to unlock the discount prices of all these new vehicles from the Smuggler's Run. Now here's the Bombushka. It's on sale for 2.25, $2.25 million pretty much, instead of the normal price of about 4.5. It's got 3 turrets on it. It's got bombs you can drop. It's huge. I don't personally own one. I've seen reviews of them. I don't even have any friends that own it. Nobody really wants to invest in it because it's supposedly not all that good. It's slow. It's not all that durable. Firepower isn't all that great. It's not all that useful. So that's all I can really say about that one. You might want to check out somebody else's channel if you want a more in-depth review of that. Now these are the bunkers you can get right now. The farmhouse bunker is 1.18 instead of 2.3. All these bunkers are going to be out here in the desert that are on sale right now. The Grand Zenora Desert Bunker is just over 1 million instead of 2.1. We've got the Grand Sonora Oil Field Bunker for just over 1 million instead of just over 2 million. So you can see all these bunkers are 50% off. The Smoke Tree Road Bunker 1.1 instead of 2.2. And the last one that's on sale is the Thompson Scrapyard Bunker is 1.1 instead of 2.2. Almost 2.3 there. Now I own the Route 68 bunker, which is right next to the 2 of them that are on sale, and I like this location on the map. It's kind of somewhat centralized in the middle of the map, so whether the missions are above, up in the north or down in the south of the map, I'm kind of not too far away no matter what. Nobody really messes with you when you're out here in the middle. You got an airport near you, you got the military base near you. It's a good location. Not as many people come out into the sticks on GTA. So here's a tour of the bunker. They all, just like the hangars and offices and different things, they look the same on the inside. There's no real variation. This is where you'll see your supplies. If you look at the bottom of the right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see a supply bar. Those are my supplies. As those are depleted, you've got to buy or steal more so that your workers can create weapons for you to sell. You're selling arms. You could also have them working on research. They'll also use the supplies for research if you've got them working on that. But I've completed all the research, so I don't have them working on anything but guns right now. This is the MOC, Mobile Operations Center. What's on sale with this is the truck that pulls the trailer, the tractor. You can actually get that 50% off, I believe. Let me look here. Yep, 50% off. So you see I have the Phantom Custom. If I switch to the Hauler Custom, instead of having to pay 1.4 million, I've only got to pay 700,000. So if you're buying it from scratch, I think that's an upgrade cost I'm seeing. You might have to pay a little more than that, I'm not sure, but whatever it normally is, it's going to be 50% off. Now, you need the Mobile Operations Center. Even though you've got a bunker, you need the Mobile Operations Center in order to upgrade the vehicles that you unlock from doing the bunker missions. So it's necessary to buy one. I'm showing you here these turrets that are on it. Those are very powerful, and the Mobile Operations Center itself can take a lot of damage. Now we'll go inside and I'll give you a little tour of the inside of the Mobile Ops Center. So this is where you're going to pull your cars in, and this guy's going to work on them. You can paint them, put liveries on them, upgrade the weapons and the armor and everything like that. This is your workbench for turning weapons into Mark II versions, where you can get things like liveries, paint jobs, different barrels, scopes, different magazines that have different types of ammo in them, extended clips, incendiary rounds, armor piercing, full metal jacket, explosive rounds. So if you want these cooler weapons, this is something that you're going to need to invest in. You could do paint jobs and camos and things on the guns. It's pretty neat. It really got pretty extensive with what you're able to actually do to these Mark II weapons. And if you ever wanted to go back and change them back to the original version, you can do that too. There's an option at the bottom. It's called Revert, where you can revert the weapon back to its original state. I don't know why anybody would want to do that, but you can. There is the option there to do that. You see what some of these different paint jobs look like on here. You can paint the gun, put a livery on it, and then paint the livery as well. They change the color of the livery, so there is quite a bit of depth there to the customization. And this is where you have to come to refill the ammo for those weapons too. You can't refill them at the ammunition. Here's your weapons locker like you have in your CEO office or your MC, and there's actually one in the bunker itself already too, so if you want to customize your weapon wheel. Here's the locations where you can have your friends sit, or you could sit if you're out in the city and you want, or wherever on the map, and you want to sit and shoot the guns that are on the trailer. That screen right there is where you launch the missions, the special vehicle missions for the bunker, to unlock the discounts for those vehicles. So the turrets that are on here are pretty powerful, and that's, you could drive around and you could have 3 of your friends firing all the guns on it, and you can have some real fun with it. And you can have a vehicle parked in the back, make for a quick getaway if you wanted to do that too. These things can be, overall the Mobile Operations Center can be pretty fun. That's the anti-aircraft trailer. That's where that's stored. If you end up picking one of those up. Just one of the vehicles you can get when you have a bunker. It'll spawn in with a Vapid Saddler pickup truck to pull it, but there's other vehicles that can pull it as well. Now you can get there's an option to get a firing range, a gun range, where you can do by yourself or with your friends. You could sit here and do the little challenges with all the different weapons in the game, and what you'll do, what that unlocks, is these weapons over here. You'll see when I haven't really messed with it too much, so I can't pick up any RPG or grenade launcher rounds, but I was able to pick up Molotov and grenades because I had completed some of the challenges. So you'll get like some free ammo unlocks if you want to take the time to do it. The interior of the bunker is also customizable, just like your apartments and your offices and MCs and all that stuff. This is, I believe, the tier 2. I think there's 3 different tiers of interior upgrade. This is the research part of the bunker. That's why there's nobody here, because my research has been all completed. That's where you'll see workers if they're working on your research. Over here is where they're constructing the weapons that you're going to sell. So the guns and rockets and whatnot that you're going to be smuggling and selling. And then over in this section over here is where the finished product goes. After they've manufactured it, it goes over in here, and you can see it building up as in addition to seeing it on the bottom right hand corner of the screen there. Now, just like with the MCs, you have a close sale and a far sale price. That value down in the bottom right is the close sale price. Here's your accommodations if you want to spawn in the bunker. I believe you have to buy those. And you saw there was a weapons locker over there as well. And then here's your laptop that you can use to launch stealing supplies, buying supplies, and sell missions and such. And you can manage the staff. Now, I typically buy all my supplies for my MCs and my bunker. That way I could spend my time doing other things in the game, and it's a passive income. These are all of the unlocks that you can get for the vehicles and such and the weapons. I like the bunker and the MCs just doing the work in the background for me, and I'll go do the hangar missions and the CEO crate missions and the car missions and whatever else, help out my friends and stuff, and then it's just making money in the background. I don't have to go and do missions for it. You can see the different upgrades that you have to purchase to equipment and staff and security and things. Now when this is full, it sells for just over $1 million. You basically, if you buy all your supplies, you're pretty much doubling your money. I think it's worth it. Well worth it. Now we'll look at the next thing that's on sale. Is going to be the meth and cocaine labs for the MC businesses. Those are the two most profitable businesses you could have for the MCs. You can see out of 108 sales from my meth lab, I made a little over 40 million. Right now it's worth 238. If I do the short sale, I believe it's like what is it? I think it's 350 if I do the long sale. Here's the coke. I made over almost 53 million out of 119 sales, and it says it's worth 280 right now if I sell at full, but it's actually 420,000 if we do the longer sale. So here's what you're going to buy them for right now. You can see they normally go for about $1 million plus, almost 2 million some of them. You're looking at 400, 500, 600, 700,000 right now for these. And they're well worth it. Well worth it. If you want to relocate the one you have now, or if you're just looking to get it started, now's the time this weekend if you're able to jump in and pick one of these up. As far as which location, if you already have an MC clubhouse, then I would say just buy the stuff closest to your clubhouse. If you don't have a clubhouse yet, I would buy the cheapest clubhouse out in the desert, or maybe the second cheapest, which is the one I've got. You can get a bunker out here in the desert right now. They're on sale. You can get a hangar at the military base. It's on sale. And then you can get the cheapest meth and the cheapest cocaine is out here. This is the one I have. There's the coke. And the meth was down there. The weed's over here. These are all the cheapest MC businesses you can get. There's the document forgery. I don't use that anymore. It's not worth it in my opinion. But if you get the cocaine, and you get the meth, and you get your clubhouse and your bunker, and then over the military base you got your hangar, you know. I mean, it's all pretty close to each other, so I mean it works out well. You can just go from one to the other. The bunkers that are on sale are right in here right now, and over by the over by the prison and such. But I mean, you get the idea. It's still in the same neck of the woods. And because you're kind of in the center of the map, whether you've got to go north or south, you're not really having to travel too far. Another thing that's on sale is the yachts. Not all of them. The Aquarius yacht is actually the one that's on sale. Now, I don't have the Aquarius. That's the most expensive yacht. I opted to buy the second tier, like the middle of the road yacht. I think it's called the Pisces. I like this one better because of the fact that the boat it comes with, one of the boats it comes with, and the helicopter it comes with, I prefer over the most expensive one. And two of my friends already had the most expensive one, so I wanted to be a little different. But as far as what do you get when you get a yacht is kind of in the same category as the $10 million jet. It's really not going to be something that's going to generate money for you at all. It's really not going to be something that is all that useful. It's just going to be somewhere you go to play around once in a while. If you're near it and you need an aircraft or you want a boat, you can come out and grab one of the boats that are parked in the back of it, or you can grab the helicopter that's parked on it. You could spawn here if you want. You could show off to your friends. There's not a whole lot of usefulness to it. You can have a couple friends come and sit in the hot tub. You could play the music, the radio that's out here. You can relocate it around the map. There's a bunch of predetermined locations as to where it can be spawned around the map. So you can, for 25,000, actually you got to pay every time you want to move it. You can go in to the captain here. I'll show you real quick, and you can ask him to move it.
Hello.
And for a small fee, 25,000, he will. Let's see what the locations are. See, it's got 12 different spots around the map where he can move it to. Again, not something you're really going to be doing. Usually, in my experience, I find a spot that I like and leave it there, and that's about it. The spot where I have it is where a lot of MC Clubhouse sales will end. If I kind of work it out where they end over here, and then I get out of the MC vehicle and have my helicopter delivered from the yacht delivered to the shore. Get in my helicopter real quick, and or if I'm in an aircraft from the MC sale, I'll just ditch the aircraft, land on the yacht, grab my helicopter, and then fly back to my clubhouse or fly to grab the next aircraft or the next vehicle for the sale. It helps speed things up a little bit. That's about the only usefulness I get out of it for the most part. You could invite your friends over to the inside too. It's got a bar, it's got a TV. During the Christmas time, you'll have a Christmas tree in here. Like I said, you could use it as a spawn location. What else? You can sleep here, obviously, because you can use it as a spawn location. The mid tier and the top tier. The top tier yacht is the one that's on sale, 75% off. It has 2 helipads, so not only do you have the helipad for the aircraft that comes with it, the helicopter. In the case of the one that's on sale, you'll get the Super Velito helicopter. But you also have the empty helipad that you can land on. And you got a couple bedrooms here, which is kind of neat, and they have some weapons that spawn in here that you can pick up, and some ammo, that just like in the roof of the hangar that I was showing you earlier. So like a sniper and a sticky bomb was in there. There's another bedroom over there, another one in here. This one's got like a LMG in there. There's an assault rifle down here. And this is the master bedroom where you can change your clothes and go to sleep and spawn in here and all that good stuff if you want to. There's a bathroom behind there if you want to go in there and shower and such. That's pretty much all there is to the interior of this. You can't customize the interior at all. You can customize the exterior look of the yacht. So let's look at that and let's see. I can't tell you the exact price. Let's see, 75% off. And I believe the most expensive yacht was about $8 million. So you're probably talking about maybe $2 million now, maybe $3 million at the most for the Aquarius. That's the one that's on sale right now. It comes with the most expensive regular boat. If I was to upgrade, I would only have to pay $500,000 right now instead of $2 million. That's what that price is down there. So there's the Orion, the cheapest one. That doesn't have a hot tub. It just has a helipad on the back. It only has one helipad as well. It's a little shorter. It's not as nice. And then let's see. No, the Aquarius. There's the one that's on sale again. The Aquarius. The Pisces is the one I have right there. So the only difference really between the Pisces and the Aquarius is a little bit different looking, and the aircraft that comes with it. All right. And the boats that come with it. You get 2 more jet skis with the Aquarius. So you get 4 instead of 2, and the boats that come with it are a little different. And there's some customization to be had with these things. You could change your railing from chrome to gold if you want. You can change the lighting that's on it, the neon lights on the side. And there's a couple different liveries that you can choose from. So you can change the look of it. And I believe you can change the actual paint too, in addition to the livery. I forget. So that's what you've got going on with the yachts. Now, the next thing that's on sale, let's look at the office. Now the Maze Bank office is 50% off. So, trying to think, Arcadius is 2.25. I want to say that the Maze Bank was about 3 million. So if it's 50% off, you're looking at 1.5 roughly. I can't see the price of it because I already own it, but it's going to be relatively cheap in comparison to what it normally is. And you'll have your upgrade costs. You know, you could change the interior to look the way you want it. And you could change all this stuff after you already own it. As you can see, I can change it right now if I want to. And when you're actually walking around inside the office, if you want to preview it, there's an option to do that so you can get a real good idea of what the inside looks like when you change it. You pick your organization name and the way the lettering looks in the background. You can buy a gun locker, a safe, accommodations so you can spawn there. Give you a nice tour of it. This is a nice view of the outside of the Maze Bank. There you can see. And you got your assistant and your business name there. You pick whether she's female or the assistant is male or female, and they will dress depending upon what your interior looks like. That's the view out the window. You get piles of money spawning in around and contraband laying around depending on how much money you have and what kind of missions you've done. Got a conference table back there. You got the couch and the TV. People could sit at the couch with you and watch TV. And there's also a mini game that actually unlocks a T-shirt called "Don't Cross the Line" that you can play on there with people. From your laptop here, you can do special cargo missions, which are the CEO crates. You can have up to 5 warehouses. You can have either 5 small, 5 medium, 5 large, or any combination thereof. See, I've made 46 million over the lifetime of doing these missions, so they are pretty profitable. There is a warehouse that is on sale right now. It is the, what is it? Darnell Brothers Warehouse. It's 50% off, so I don't own that one. We're going to have to see if we can find it on the map here. Because other than doing this, I don't really know how to locate it. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Darnell Brothers. It is a large warehouse, so it normally costs $3.5 million to buy this, but it's only going to cost you 1.7 right now. It holds 111 crates. It's actually not that far away from the Maze Bank Tower at all. A couple blocks. So that's a good location for your first warehouse. So if you're going to pick up the office, if you have enough money to, I'd pick up the warehouse and then you could start doing crates. Now when that warehouse is full, I believe that sells for just over $2 million. I think you have to spend about $600,000, $700,000 to fill it. So it's got a profit of about $1.5 million, a little less than $1.5 million each time you fill it and sell it. Now you have a higher profit margin if you buy the crates 1 at a time or 2 at a time, but you'll fill it faster if you buy them 3 at a time. So it's kind of, you have to find a balance, and if you're by yourself, it's best to do 1 or 2 crates. I do 3 crates all the time, but that's just because I don't care. Cars. So I've made over 50 million on these cars. The vehicle warehouses. That's another thing you can do from the offices. Is you can buy a vehicle warehouse. You can steal and resell the cars. You can do these missions, the special vehicle missions. That's how you unlock the discounts for these vehicles too, that you can store in the bottom of your vehicle warehouse. The safe and the gun locker are behind me. They're kind of just for the safe anyways, just for looks. This is the sleeping quarters. It's where you'll spawn in most of the time if you choose to spawn in at your office. You can get free snacks from the assistant. I forgot to mention that, so you don't have to go to the store anymore and buy snacks. You just come to your assistant. Now, I forgot to include in this footage, there is a custom auto shop that you can get with your office for an additional charge of, I think, 1.5, 2 million, whatever it is. And it's basically like having a Benny's inside your office that you can take your vehicles into and modify them. and you can have 3 different 20-car garages. And you can also customize the interior of your auto shop and customize the interior of your garages. You'll see each one of my garages has a different look, different lighting, and an interior look to it. You can see we have different views out the windows of these garages here. All these garages are 3-leveled garages, so you got 6 cars on the bottom level, 7 on the mid, 7 on top, for a total of 20. You can make each garage like a themed garage if you want, like put all sports cars in one, all super in another, so on and so forth. What I did is I put Ferrari, Aston Martin, and Bentley in this garage, and I got a lowrider garage and a racing car garage, all the cars I use for racing, and have liveries on them and stuff like that too. And you got your garage organizer here like you have with all the other garages. You see I went for kind of a dark wood look in here for the fancier garage. And then in the lowrider garage, you'll see what I went with in there. That's where we're going next. If it ever loads. Gotta love these GTA online loading times sometimes. So we got a marble look in this one. Different lighting. And a different view out the window. The FIB and the IAA building there. And then we'll check out my third garage. And that'll conclude the tour of the Maze Bank office. Third garage is my racing garage, so it's got the plainest look to it. You can also change the look of the lettering on each floor of the garage if you want to. I can't recall if I did that or not. A little bit different lighting effect in here and just a plain white look to it. And then there's the view out of that one. You can see the pier off to the left, Del Piero Pier, and I think you can see the Vinewood sign off to the right at night. And there's the Arcadius building there too. Basically, to sum up the offices, all of them are going to look the same. You can make any of the offices look like the Maze Bank office on the inside. The difference is going to come in the exterior of the building, the animation going into the garage, the view out the windows, and then just where you are on the map, obviously. Like the Maze Bank, one thing about it that's nice is when you leave out of the roof in an aircraft, it is much easier. You're already high up in the air, so it's much quicker and easier to get somewhere. You don't have to like raise up into the air with the aircraft and then start going. It just, I don't know, I find it easier to get where you're going from the top of the Maze Bank. It seems more convenient to me. So this is our vehicle warehouse, which you use to steal, modify, and then sell cars. It's the car theft ring, basically, the chop shop. And you have to have an office first to own one of these, and then you have to have one of these in order to get the last 3 things that are on sale this weekend. The Ramp Buggy, the Ruiner 2000, and the Rocket Voltic. I would recommend getting one of these, especially if you're a solo player. You can go out and steal 1 car at a time, which is the most you could steal at a time, depending on, regardless of how many players you have in your party anyway. And then just go and sell them one at a time. You can collect these collections of cars that you get bonuses to sell. You get 3 different tiers of cars: lower or standard range, mid range, and top range. The best case scenario, you get a top range car, you spend 5 minutes getting it, you don't damage it, you can turn it around and sell it for a $40,000 profit. If you put $20,000 into fixing it up, you can sell it for $100,000, which is an $80,000 profit. Even if you put $10,000 worth of damage on it, you spend 10 minutes and $20,000, and you're going to make $70,000 profit. So not a bad way to spend your time if you're a solo player. And with friends, it can be fun too. And you can help. It's one of the few businesses where you can actually help friends that are less well off than you with those car collections. Because anybody on your friends that delivers a car that's in one of those collections is going to get that bonus of 30, what is it, 20, 30, or $50,000 per car when they drop them off. So you have a friend help you deliver a 4-car collection. You let them deliver all four of the cars. Like everybody goes near the drop off and waits, and that one person drops each one off. He can end up with $200,000. So you can help out your friends that are less fortunate. So here's the underground garage that comes with this vehicle warehouse, and these are the 3 vehicles: the Roner 2000, the Ramp Buggy, and the Rocket Voltic that you can get on 50% off this weekend. Again, the reason I showed you the vehicle warehouse as much as I did is because you have to have it in order to get these vehicles anyway, so I might as well show it to you. Now let's see what kind of deals we're getting on these this weekend. The one that is the least useful, in my opinion, that you're going to want to get the least is the Ramp Buggy, 1.2 million instead of 2.4. I would actually recommend you pass on that. I will show you more about it, but 2.1 for the Ruiner instead of 4.3, and 1.4 instead of 2.8 for the Rocket Voltic, or 2.9. It is the Rocket Voltic can be fun, and the Ruiner 2000 is actually great. I mean, I don't know in a straight-up competition if I would rather have the Vigilante, the new Batmobile, or the Ruiner 2000, but I know I've gotten a lot of use out of the Ruiner 2000 in the past. I also have the Tampa armored and weaponized Tampa, and that's a lot of fun and very useful as well. So any one of those 3, or the Oppressor even, they're all pretty interchangeable, I think. You can see what you use the Ramp Buggy for is just to launch stuff up into the air, which can be fun. It's kind of gimmicky, but it gets old fast. And you can't do anything with this rough-looking, scratched-up, rusty-looking paint job. No matter what color you paint it, it still looks that way. You can't change the rims on it. All 3 of these can be taken into Los Santos Customs with varying degrees of customization available. So be aware of that. You can put bulletproof tires on all of them, I think. All 3 of them. And armor. So you can make them a little more durable, but overall you're just going to go in there for maybe some engine upgrades and some visual customization to it, each one of them. Next, I think we'll take a look at the Rocket Voltic. Now, with the addition of the Vigilante and the Oppressor into the game, they both have rocket engines, and the Oppressor can stay in the air longer, and I believe both of them have faster recharge times on the rocket than the Rocket Voltic does. So you may want to stay away from this one as well. Unless you like the look of it, or you do a lot of transform races, there's a good amount, or special vehicle races, there's a good amount of races where you're able to use your custom Rocket Voltic. It is fun. It is a neat little car. But with the vehicles that are in the game now, if they were all available at the same time and I hadn't bought any one of them, I probably would buy the Oppressor and the Vigilante, and I wouldn't buy the Rocket Voltic. Even though I do race a lot. You see, you can get some really wildly high jumps with this thing, but yeah, but I'd imagine you could do about the same with the Oppressor and the Vigilante. You might not be able to get as high with the Oppressor, but you can stay in the air a lot longer and control it with the Oppressor. Vigilante will probably go just as high as this does. I haven't really tested it out that thoroughly. I have it, I just haven't tested the comparison between the two. So there's no weapons on this. Like I said, that's another reason the Oppressor and Vigilante are probably going to be the better purchase. It is very durable though, so if you're going to do stuff like this, you can land right on your roof and stuff, and You're not going to have to worry about dying or blowing up or the thing breaking very easily. It will stand up to a lot of punishment. So we'll put this away back in the garage, and we will get out the final vehicle, the final showcase of this very long video, to show you the Ruiner 2000. So if you're a fan of Knight Rider, or just a fan of looking cool and blowing stuff up, then maybe you want to pick up the Ruiner 2000. With the Ruiner 2000, you've got quite a few things it can do. It can jump. It has a parachute that you can deploy out of the roof. It's got machine guns on it, and it's got 8 rockets, homing rockets, that are very, very good homing rockets. They'll go around corners and, chase after people and stuff. They're very aggressive in that way. But there are only 8, and you have to get a new Ruiner 2000 or drive into your CEO garage in order to refill it. You see, there's the jump and the parachute in action. The machine guns are pretty crappy on it. They're not explosive rounds or anything. It's not like quad or anything guns, it's just 2 guns. You'll see, more or less just scare this guy rather than being able to blow him up. Then you've got the homing rockets, do a pretty good job. You see, this one will, look at that. So you take right off and just go right after him. I almost blew myself up there. Yeah, you can shoot aircraft down too if you get the right angle on them. That's no problem. You can really also, I've actually flown this thing, like jumped off of Mount Chiliad with it, deployed the parachute and pulled back on the left analog stick to make myself stay in the air longer, and I flew very far, like actually into the city. And I've heard people flying all the way to the airport like that. Like, it will go very far that way. You can do some pretty cool things that way. But how often are you going to use that? It's debatable. I mean, it's something to think about, though. You could stay in the air longer than the oppressor with this thing. Definitely longer than the Rocket Voltic or the Vigilante. Neither one of them are capable of doing anything like that. So, and the Tampa, the weaponized Tampa, you can't jump with that or fly with that. No rocket on it or anything. It's just armored with the miniguns and things like that. So this is a good vehicle to get. If it's a fun vehicle and it's good, I think it's worth the price at 50% off especially. So that concludes the showcase of the GTA Online Black Friday sale items. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment. Don't be afraid to share, subscribe. It really helps. And check me out on the next video. Go out there, get some of this stuff. Get it while it's cheap. Get it while it's hot. Take care of yourselves. Have a nice holiday weekend.